Ipswich, a team of extreme cleaners have arrived at a vacated council house. Until only a few days ago, it was home to an elderly man who has since died. It's the lads' job to clear it out and make it ready for a new tenant. But they have little idea just what's in store. Sam leads the way.
Wow. Blimey.
Look at the state.
Obviously, been quite a heavy smoker here, I think.
Filthy, isn't it? Years and years of cigarette smoke. Amazing.
The filth fighters spread out and embark on a journey of grimy discovery.
Oh, it's absolutely disgusting. Look at it. Filthy. How anybody can live like this, I don't know. Bring your ketchup.
I think they quite like fried food. You get this in houses where people fry a lot. It just coats basically the whole wall and all the surfaces. And there's something in the kettle as well. Oh, it was so heavy when I picked it up, I was sure it was full of water, but just lime scale. Now we've got this tea towel here, which I think has been permanently kept here, because underneath it's actually quite nice and clean.
Before clearing the house completely, the lads must now sift through the personal effects and keep anything of value for the family.
There's an unemployment book here from 1945-46. So just after the Second World War, someone was claiming unemployment benefit, and here's the card still, 64 years later. That's amazing.
Barry is a retired engineer, and for him, one discovery in particular is of interest.
Look at that, it's Meccano. One of the originals.
Have we got some bags?
Yeah.
Okay. And instructions. This one's got a wind-up motor on it. That's really brilliant.
But the more they discover, the sadder the story becomes.
Oh yeah, a bit more of the same. Quite old and dusty.
Look at the sheets. I mean, they were clean at one time.
Barry identifies a thick layer of bedroom dust as human in origin,
Looks like dead skin.
while Sam gets a history lesson.
An old newspaper in here. Report to Churchill, direct from Moscow, 1955.
If this is his bedding. Looks pretty revolting.
The deeper they dig, the grimier it gets.
Yeah, that's there, look as well. It's just skin. The mattress up. And the buttons. More skin there, look.
Now Sam finds possessions that have remained untouched since long before he was born.
This is from a motorcycle shop, saying as from December the 1st, 1961, our Brantford Road branch will be closed. Still here, still on the mantelpiece. Amazing.
This man's obviously slipped through the net because nobody's looked after him. It's a terrible state to get to when you get old.
A look that's taken decades to achieve is about to be consigned to history in minutes. All the household items have been sorted, and everything no longer of value is now destined for the dump. South African-born Cedric was an engineering student and hadn't planned on becoming a filth fighter until Cupid struck.
Came as a student to study engineer, and then I was deeply in love with this girl, you know, and I fell with this, you know, she just took my heart. And then I end up with her, and I forget all of everything about going to school. So, yeah, I'm in love. Yeah.
Inside, the lads are on a roll, but they're disturbing decades of dust. And for Sam, this is no magic carpet.
Quite dusty, quite dirty, quite falling apart. Good to get it out of the way, really.
There's so much dust, you can't even take it, man.
Carpet's out. It's time for a clean sweep.
Look at that. Looks like his beard.
While Cedric is counting brushstrokes, Barry is counting his blessings.
If you're a driver for the day, you've got to get out in the fresh air. unfortunately.
Cedric needs some fresh air and a little light relief.
Come on, Bobby!
Sam knows the job won't get done by itself.
If they want to do things like that, they can, but not really my cup of tea. Sometimes you have a whinge about your job, like everybody does, but then if it was meant to be fun, they wouldn't pay you to do it, would they? So you just got to get in and crack on and think of payday and think of when you go home at night.
Cedric has the perfect antidote to filth.
The only thing I just want to feel in love and forget about this place. Isn't it, Sammy?
Why?
Because, yeah, you know, when you're not in love, these places can make you mad. Smile.
I'm trying. I'm smiling on the inside.
Okay.
It might not be a grand design, but at least the house is ready for a makeover.
Finish.
And one team of trusty filth fighters head for grimy pastures new.
Getting a wheel spinning everywhere.
In Barking, Pete, the council's pest controller, has been called out to a 3-bed house to catch up with some of his regular punters, German cockroaches. The tenant has reported seeing more and more during the day, which in itself doesn't bode well. If the cockroaches are cruising about in the daylight hours, it means that as they're normally nocturnal, the infestation could be huge. On first inspection, Pete's prognosis is somewhat concerning.
I would say a good few hundred. Good few hundred, I would say. Especially if you come at night. Only because I can see by the stages of the nymphs on the top here. They're just running everywhere. If you see them during the day, walking around in cupboards and all that, you will have a problem. I'll guarantee that once I pull these out, that there should be a fair amount because it's warm and it's dark. It's a good hiding place for them.
Before Pete delves behind the white goods, he administers pinprick-sized blobs of poison in the dark recesses of the worktops and the cupboards. This poison is utterly delicious to the cockroach, and as cockroaches are also cannibalistic, secondary poisoning will knock out loads more as the others eat the carcasses. But time now to see what's behind the fridge.
Right, basically what I want to do is, seeing the numbers of cockroaches, I will be surprised if we ain't got a lot behind here. So I want to try and pull them out on these and have a look behind them.
But nothing can prepare Pete for what's lurking in the dark.
This is one of the worst I've ever seen.
With an infestation of this magnitude, Pete's going to have to use the whole arsenal of poisons available to him to even stand a chance of getting the upper hand. In Barking, after moving the fridge in the kitchen, pest controller Pete is shocked how bad the infestation of cockroaches really is.
It's one of the worst I've come across for the sheer number of adults.
Against this huge number of cockroaches, his syringe full of poison is somewhat pointless on its own. He needs something more immediate. Time to evaluate a plan of action.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to put some sticky white rope traps down so they run straight in and they get stuck on it. By tomorrow, he most probably might have 50, 60, maybe 100 in there, which means that's better than just using the poison. It's just a quicker way of zapping them.
The sticky pads attract the cockroaches to the bait in the centre, but they get stuck on the cardboard surrounding the bait, so hopefully that way the numbers can be reduced in a matter of hours. So with the sticky trap laid, best to confront what's behind the second fridge. What is revealed is Pete's worst nightmare. Literally hundreds more roaches in all states of development, from adults to young nymphs of all sizes. This infestation is getting out of control, and Pete could be close to giving up.
Even with them, I'm going home, I'm going back to lorry driving. Basically, we know the problem, we can see the problem, we just got to get on top of the problem.
Pete's got to act fast as they're multiplying before his very eyes.
As you can see, you got a pair there mating. So we end up with another 30, 40 babies, which I don't think really matters to him at the moment after seeing all this lot up here and round there. If someone's got a phobia of insects, then, you know, they would have to move out. There's no way they'd live in this house.
If what was behind the fridge is horrendous, the only bit of good news is the sticky pad is almost immediately having an effect.
Just a minute ago, you see me bait this up and pull it down there. We open this up, and that is in a space of how many minutes? Minute and a half, 2 minutes.
After really taking stock of the situation, Pete feels he has no option now but to wheel in the big guns. Let's hope this insecticide will allow him to at least start winning the battle on the thousands of roaches. In Dagenham, Pete is having a final attempt to deal with the infestation of cockroaches in one of the council's houses. He's now wheeling out his insecticide to hopefully give the cockroaches a real run for their money, but they're already fighting back.
I've actually got one on me there. I can feel it, I can't see it. I've got them all on my canister as well. Just all on you, ain't they? Alright, this is stuff I'm using, Fendona. We use them on cockroaches in big mass infestations. And as you can see, look, there's a pair here breeding. You know, we've got our work cut out.
So with no time to waste, Pete liberally sprays the Fendona all round the kitchen. The spray won't kill the cockroaches immediately, but should have a drastic effect on them over the next few weeks. He'll have to return in 3 weeks to take stock of how all his various poisons and traps have affected the roaches' population. Meantime, the tenant will just have to watch where he's putting the washing up. For Pete, though, it's vital that he doesn't take any of the roaches home with him. A quick look reveals one's already planning a bid for freedom, and there's also a few more on the pavement.
One there, 2, 3.
Best then to meticulously check everywhere.
Basically, I've got a strip right down to virtually nothing. I know it might seem a bit OT over the top, but at the end of the day, you see the infestation in there. I don't want that in my house, so I prefer to take this procedure. I know I ain't got the best body, but there you go. This is the worst I've had. I've never had this many on me.
After spraying down not only himself but also the camera crew, Pete is pretty sure he isn't taking any presents home with him, so hopefully the infestation will remain solely in the unfortunate tenant's kitchen. Since the filming of the show, Pete has returned to the cockroach house, but alas, there's more work to do.